Set 1. Early British Rule and Regulating Acts, 1773 to 1858. 1. The first law made by the British Parliament to regulate East India Company affairs in India was. Correct answer, B. Regulating Act, 1773. 2. Who was the first Governor-General of Bengal under the Regulating Act of 1773? Correct answer, A. Warren Hastings. 3. The Supreme Court at Calcutta was established under which act? Correct answer, B. Regulating Act, 1773. 4. Pitt's India Act, 1784, established a system of. Correct answer, A. Dual government. 5. The Board of Control was created by. Correct answer, B. Pitt's India Act, 1784. 6. Who was the first Governor-General of India? Correct answer, C. Lord William Bentinck. 7. Which act gave the Governor-General power over the Bombay and Madras presidencies? Correct answer, C. Charter Act, 1833. 8. The Governor-General of Bengal was designated as the Governor-General of India by. Correct answer, C. Charter Act, 1833. 9. The post of the Secretary of State for India was created by. Correct answer, C. Government of India Act, 1858. 10. Who became the first Secretary of State for India? Correct answer, A. Charles Wood. 11. The Governor-General's Council became the Council of India under. Correct answer, C. Government of India Act, 1858. 12. The East India Company's rule in India ended with. Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 13. The Revolt of 1857 led directly to. Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 14. The Queen's Proclamation of 1858 was read out at. Correct answer, B. Allahabad. 15. Who was the first Viceroy of India? Correct answer, A. Lord Canning. 16. Which act is also called the Act for Good Government of India? Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 17. The dual system of control between Company and Parliament was abolished by. Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 18. Which act centralized legislative power in India? Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1833. 19. The post of Advocate General of Bengal was created under. Correct answer, A. Regulating Act, 1773. 20. Which act reduced the company's monopoly of trade with India? Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1813. 21. The monopoly of trade with China, tea trade, was abolished by. Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1833. 22. The Governor-General was given the power to override his council under. Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1786. 23. The post of Governor-General was first created by. Correct answer, A. Regulating Act, 1773. 24. Who introduced the system of codifying laws in India? Correct answer, B. Lord Macaulay. 25. Which act was the last before the Revolt of 1857? Correct answer, C. Charter Act, 1853. Set 2. Charter Acts and Company Rule, 1793 to 1858. 1. The Charter Act of 1793 extended the company's trade monopoly in India for how many years? Correct answer, B. 20 years. 2. Under which act did the Governor-General become Commander-in-Chief of the British Indian Forces? Correct answer, A. Charter Act, 1793. 3. The Charter Act of 1813 abolished. Correct answer, A. Company's monopoly of trade with India. 4. Under the Charter Act of 1813, the East India Company retained monopoly over. Correct answer, C. Tea trade and trade with China. 5. Which act provided for setting up a Supreme Court in Calcutta? Correct answer, A. Regulating Act, 1773. 6. The Charter Act of 1813 allocated funds for the promotion of education in India. The amount was. Correct answer, A. 1 lakh rupees annually. 7. Who was responsible for codifying Indian laws after the Charter Act of 1833? Correct answer, B. Lord Macaulay. 8. The Charter Act of 1833 made the Governor-General of Bengal as. Correct answer, B. Governor-General of India. 9. Who was the first Governor-General of India after the Charter Act of 1833? Correct answer, B. Lord William Bentinck. 10. The Charter Act of 1833 abolished. Correct answer, B. East India Company's trade monopoly in India and China. 11. The Charter Act of 1833 created the post of. Correct answer, B. Governor-General of India. 12. Which act allowed Christian missionaries to preach and spread education in India? Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1813. 13. The Charter Act of 1833 introduced the idea of. Correct answer, C. Centralized legislation for all British territories in India. 14. Which act introduced the Indian Law Commission? Correct answer, C. Charter Act, 1833. 15. Who was the first law member of the Governor-General's Council appointed under the Charter Act of 1833? Correct answer, B. Lord Macaulay. 16. Which act introduced open competition for civil services in India? Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1853. 17. The Charter Act of 1853 introduced. Correct answer, B. Open competition for civil services. 18. The number of members in the Governor-General's Legislative Council under the Charter Act of 1853 was. Correct answer, B. 8. 19. The Governor-General's Council was divided into legislative and executive functions by. Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1853. 20. The Charter Act of 1853 was the last act related to. Correct answer, B. East India Company's political functions. 21. Which Charter Act first introduced representation of Indians in legislation? Correct answer, D. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 22. The company's patronage system for civil services continued up to. Correct answer, D. Charter Act, 1853. 23. The Charter Act of 1853 marked the beginning of. Correct answer, D. Competitive system of civil services. 24. The East India Company ceased to be a commercial body after. Correct answer, B. Charter Act, 1833. 25. Which was the last Charter Act passed by the British Parliament? Correct answer, D. Charter Act, 1853. Set 3, Regulating and Administrative Changes, 1858 to 1861. 1. The Government of India Act, 1858 transferred the power of governance from the East India Company to. Correct answer, A. British Crown. 2. Who was the first Viceroy of India appointed under the Government of India Act, 1858? Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 3. The Government of India Act, 1858 created the office of. Correct answer, D. Secretary of State for India. 4. The Secretary of State for India was assisted by a council of. Correct answer, C. 15 members. 5. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 introduced. Correct answer, B. Representative institutions by associating Indians in legislation. 6. Which act is considered the beginning of representative institutions in India? Correct answer, B. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 7. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1861, who was empowered to nominate Indians to the legislative councils? Correct answer, C. Viceroy of India. 8. The first Indian nominated to the Legislative Council under the Indian Councils Act, 1861 was. Correct answer, B. Raja of Benares. 9. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 restored legislative powers to. Correct answer, B. Provincial governments, Madras and Bombay. 10. Which act first permitted Indians to be nominated as non-official members of the Governor-General's Council? Correct answer, C. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 11. The portfolio system of government in India was introduced by. Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 12. Which system allowed members of the Executive Council to be in charge of specific departments? System. Correct answer, B. Portfolio system. 13. The Viceroy's Council after the Indian Councils Act, 1861 had how many additional members for legislative purposes? Correct answer, B. 6 to 12. 14. Which act is known for decentralizing legislative powers to provinces? Correct answer, C. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 15. Who introduced the portfolio system in India? Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 16. The Government of India Act, 1858 was also known as. Correct answer, A. Act for Good Government of India. 17. Who acted as the representative of the British Crown in India after 1858? Correct answer, B. Viceroy of India. 18. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 made the legislative process more. Correct answer, B. Decentralized. 19. Which act created the distinction between executive and legislative functions in India? Correct answer, A. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 20. The Secretary of State for India was a member of. Correct answer, A. British Cabinet. 21. The first Indian Councils Act was passed in. Correct answer, C. 1861. 22. The legislative councils under the Indian Councils Act, 1861 were primarily. Correct answer, C. Advisory bodies. 23. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1861, laws passed by provincial legislatures required the assent of. Correct answer, B. Governor-General of India. 24. The Government of India Act, 1858 was passed in the aftermath of. Correct answer, A. Revolt of 1857. 25. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 was introduced during the Viceroyalty of. Correct answer, A. Lord Canning. Set 4. Administrative and Legislative Developments, 1861 to 1885. 1. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 allowed the Governor-General to add members to his Legislative Council. How many members could he add? Correct answer, B. 6 to 12. 2. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 marked the beginning of. Correct answer, B. Nominated Indian representation in legislation. 3. The first Indian to be nominated in the Viceroy's Legislative Council was. Correct answer, B. Raja of Benares. 4. The portfolio system in India, assigning specific departments to Executive Council members, was introduced by. Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 5. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1861, legislative powers were decentralized to. Correct answer, A. Provinces of Madras and Bombay. 6. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 distinguished between. Correct answer, A. Legislative and executive functions. 7. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 was passed during the Viceroyalty of. Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 8. The Governor-General's Council could include non-official Indian members for. Correct answer, B. Legislative purposes. 9. Which act first allowed Indian members in provincial legislative councils? Correct answer, A. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 10. The governor of a province could nominate members to the provincial council under which act? Correct answer, A. Indian Councils Act, 1861. 11. The legislative councils created by the Indian Councils Act, 1861 were primarily. Correct answer, B. Advisory. 12. The portfolio system allowed members of the Viceroy's Executive Council to. Correct answer, B. Head specific departments. 13. The Indian Councils Act of 1861 reversed the centralization created by which earlier act? Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 14. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 restored legislative powers to? Correct answer, B. Provincial governors. 15. The Act allowed Governor-General to pass ordinances when? Correct answer, B. Council was not in session. 16. Who introduced the first legislative councils with Indian representation? Correct answer, B. Lord Canning. 17. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1861, the legislative councils could discuss? Correct answer, C. Any proposed law. 18. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 was amended in which year for increased Indian representation? Correct answer, B. 1892. 19. The legislative councils under the Act could recommend but not enact laws, meaning they were? Correct answer, A. Advisory. 20. Which viceroy implemented the portfolio system effectively in India? Correct answer, A. Lord Canning. 21. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 allowed the viceroy to add members to councils for? Correct answer, B. Legislative purposes. 22. The Act restored powers to provincial governments to pass laws related to? Correct answer, A. Finance, revenue, and local administration. 23. Under the Act, Indian members were nominated, not elected. This marked the beginning of? Correct answer, A. Limited representation. 24. The Indian Councils Act, 1861 replaced the centralized system imposed by? Correct answer, B. Government of India Act, 1858. 25. Which of the following was a key feature of the Indian Councils Act, 1861? Correct answer, B. Nominated Indian members in legislative councils. Set 5, Legislative and Administrative Developments, 1885 to 1909. 1. The Indian National Congress was founded in? Correct answer, B. 1885. 2. The Viceroy Ripon is known for introducing? Correct answer, B. Local self-government reforms. 3. The Indian Councils Act of 1892 introduced? Correct answer, B. Limited Indian representation in central and provincial legislatures. 4. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1892, the Viceroy's Council could include? Correct answer, B. Non-official Indian members for legislative purposes. 5. Which Viceroy introduced the Indian Councils Act, 1892? Correct answer, C. Lord Lansdowne. 6. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 allowed indirect elections for? Correct answer, A. Provincial councils. 7. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 allowed councils to? Correct answer, A. Discuss budgets but not vote. 8. The first session of Indian National Congress was held in? Correct answer, B. Calcutta. 9. Who presided over the first session of the Indian National Congress? Correct answer, A. W. C. Banerjee. 10. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 empowered Indian members to? Correct answer, A. Suggest bills and ask questions. 11. The partition of Bengal was carried out in? Correct answer, A. 1905. 12. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 introduced? Correct answer, B. Right to discuss the budget. 13. Lord Ripon is also called the father of? Correct answer, B. Local self-government. 14. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 increased the number of non-official members in? Correct answer, C. Both central and provincial councils. 15. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 allowed asking supplementary questions for? Correct answer, B. Legislative discussions. 16. The Morley-Minto reforms were passed in? Correct answer, B. 1909. 17. The Morley-Minto reforms introduced. Correct answer, B. Separate electorates for Muslims. 18. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 was criticized for. Correct answer, B. Not providing real legislative powers. 19. Lord Curzon is associated with. Correct answer, B. Partition of Bengal. 20. The Indian National Congress initially worked for. Correct answer, B. Constitutional reforms and greater Indian representation. 21. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 allowed members to. Correct answer, B. Move resolutions and ask questions. 22. The Morley-Minto reforms are also known as. Correct answer, A. Indian Councils Act, 1909. 23. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 was passed under the Viceroyalty of. Correct answer, B. Lord Lansdowne. 24. The Indian Councils Act, 1892 did not provide. Correct answer, C. Right to vote on budget. 25. The Morley-Minto reforms aim to. Correct answer, B. Increase Indian representation and protect minority interests. Set 6. Constitutional reforms and the Morley-Minto era, 1909 to 1919. 1. The Morley-Minto reforms were introduced by the Indian Councils Act of. Correct answer, B. 1909. 2. The Morley-Minto reforms introduced separate electorates for. Correct answer, B. Muslims. 3. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 increased Indian representation in. Correct answer, C. Both central and provincial councils. 4. The first Indian member nominated to the Viceroy's Executive Council under Morley-Minto reforms was. Correct answer, B. Satyendra Prasad Sinha. 5. The Morley-Minto reforms did not introduce. Correct answer, A. Diarchy in provinces. 6. Under the Indian Councils Act, 1909, members could. Correct answer, B. Move resolutions and ask questions. 7. The Morley-Minto reforms aim to. Correct answer, B. Protect minority rights and increase Indian representation. 8. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 allowed Indian members in executive councils for. Correct answer, B. Legislative and administrative purposes. 9. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 was passed under the Viceroyalty of. Correct answer, C. Lord Minto. 10. The separate electorates under Morley-Minto reforms applied to. Correct answer, B. Muslims only. 11. The reforms increased the number of elected Indian members in. Correct answer, D. Both B and C. 12. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 allowed Indians to ask supplementary questions in councils for. Correct answer, A. Legislative discussions. 13. The Morley-Minto reforms were also known as. Correct answer, B. Indian Councils Act, 1909. 14. The reforms marked the first time Indians were included in. Correct answer, A. Central Executive Council. 15. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 expanded powers of Indian members to. Correct answer, B. Discuss budgets and move resolutions. 16. The Morley-Minto reforms were opposed by. Correct answer, C. Both A and B. 17. The separate electorates under Morley-Minto led to. Correct answer, B. Communal divisions. 18. Lord Minto served as Viceroy of India from. Correct answer, B. 1906 to 1910. 19. The reforms were intended to protect minority rights in. Correct answer, C. Both A and B. 20. Indian members under Morley-Minto could. Correct answer, B. Move resolutions and ask questions. 21. The reforms laid the foundation for. Correct answer, B. Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. 22. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 applied to. Correct answer, B. Entire British India. 23. The reforms were introduced by. Correct answer, B. Lord Minto and John Morley. 24. the separate electorates were a step toward communal representation, which later influenced. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 25. The Indian Councils Act, 1909 is significant for. Correct answer, B, increasing Indian representation and protecting Muslim minority interests. Set 7, Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms and Government of India Act, 1919. 1. The Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms were introduced under the Government of India Act of. Correct answer, B, 1919. 2. The reforms introduced the system of diarchy in. Correct answer, B, provincial governments. 3. Diarchy divided provincial subjects into. Correct answer, A, reserved and transferred. 4. Under diarchy, transferred subjects were administered by. Correct answer, B, ministers responsible to provincial legislative councils. 5. Reserved subjects under diarchy were administered by. Correct answer, A, governor. 6. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms increased Indian representation in. Correct answer, C, both central and provincial councils. 7. The Act expanded the voting rights for. Correct answer, B, Indians meeting property or tax qualifications. 8. Under the Act, the Viceroy retained veto powers over. Correct answer, A, reserved subjects. 9. The Government of India Act, 1919 was influenced by. Correct answer, B, Morley-Minto reforms. 10. The reforms introduced bicameral legislature at the central level, consisting of. Correct answer, A, Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. 11. The Indian National Congress opposed diarchy because. Correct answer, B, it retained significant powers with British officials. 12. Diarchy applied to. Correct answer, B, provincial subjects only. 13. The Act introduced communal representation for. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 14. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms were implemented by. Correct answer, B, Lord Chelmsford. 15. Under diarchy, education, health, and agriculture were. Correct answer, B, transferred subjects. 16. Finance, police, and revenue were. Correct answer, A, reserved subjects. 17. The Act allowed Indian ministers at the provincial level for. Correct answer, B, transferred subjects. 18. The reforms led to the first elections under diarchy in. Correct answer, A, 1919 to 1920. 19. The Act provided for legislative councils at. Correct answer, C, both central and provincial. 20. The Act retained Viceroy's veto powers over. Correct answer, B, reserved subjects. 21. Diarchy was intended as a. Correct answer, A, step towards full self-government. 22. The Act introduced limited adult franchise based on. Correct answer, A, property and tax qualifications. 23. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms were followed by. Correct answer, C, Simon Commission and Government of India Act, 1935. 24. The reforms are significant because they. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 25. The Government of India Act, 1919 came into effect in. Correct answer, C, 1920. Set 8, Simon Commission and Government of India Act, 1935. 1. The Simon Commission was appointed in. Correct answer, B, 1928. 2. The Simon Commission was sent to India to. Correct answer, B, review the working of the Government of India Act, 1919. 3. The Simon Commission did not include any Indian member, leading to. Correct answer, A, popular protests. 4. The slogan "Simon Go Back" was raised by. Correct answer, C, both A and B. 5. The Simon Commission recommendations led to. Correct answer, B, Government of India Act, 1935. 6. The Government of India Act, 1935 introduced. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 7. The Act provided diarchy at the. Correct answer, B, provincial level. 8. The Government of India Act, 1935 introduced provincial autonomy by. Correct answer, A, giving Indians control over transferred subjects. 9. The Act introduced a bicameral legislature at the centre, consisting of. Correct answer, A, Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. 10. The Act provided for federal structure including. Correct answer, B, British India and princely states. 11. The Act abolished diarchy at the provincial level, replacing it with. Correct answer, B, provincial autonomy. 12. The Government of India Act, 1935 proposed residual powers to. Correct answer, B, Viceroy. 13. The Act extended franchise to. Correct answer, B, Indians meeting property or tax qualifications. 14. The Act allowed Governor-General to. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 15. The Act provided for special responsibilities of governors in. Correct answer, A, reserved subjects. 16. The Act proposed a federal court to. Correct answer, B, resolve disputes between British India and princely states. 17. The Act provided for direct elections at. Correct answer, A, provincial legislative assemblies. 18. The Government of India Act, 1935 aimed to. Correct answer, B, establish a federal government with provincial autonomy. 19. The Simon Commission was opposed because it. Correct answer, D, all of the above. 20. The Act allowed Indian ministers to handle. Correct answer, B, transferred subjects. 21. The Act was intended to prepare India for. Correct answer, B, limited self-government within the British Empire. 22. The Act retained veto powers of governors over. Correct answer, B, reserved subjects. 23. The Simon Commission was boycotted by. Correct answer, D, both A and B. 24. The Government of India Act, 1935 laid the foundation for. Correct answer, C, both A and B. 25. The Act came into effect in. Correct answer, C, 1937.